The Gooner, bro. This nigga look like a teenage baby.
Dirty Dan. Dirty Dan. Dirty Dan. I'm Dirty Dan. I don't know what you mean. I'm Dirty Dan. It's absolutely amazing. I'm Dirty Dan. Whoa, Dirty Dan.
And a gooner is someone who has completely lost themselves to their own horniness. A mindless, hedonistic dopamine fiend that lives only to edge, only to goon. Gooning,
Only
as it
to
should,
edge,
has
only to goon.
something of a negative connotation associated with it. After all, if every waking hour of your day is spent in a lustful haze searching for the next nut, you're bound to run into trouble. And in fact, many people have gotten into some deep shit because of their gooning addictions. To a court judge caught with their pants down, bricked up policemen getting busted, and salacious students.
What? Nick said bricked up policemen? Court? What? Huh? No, that's different. Yeah, I mean, I know there's different levels of gooning. I ain't never gooned in public. You know what I'm saying? Like, gooning never, like, affected my actual life or performance of anything. But, like, yeah, I guess there's different tiers of that shit.
It's getting exposed. Today we'll be looking at various cases of how gooning can ruin your life. The gooner police officer. If
Protect and perv is hilarious. There's some niggas who be too horny. A bus a day keeps a weirdo away.
If you've ever been to any porn websites, you've encountered the trope of the horny cop.
I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. You're learning now. What the fuck is gooning? It's basically when you just stay around, be horny all day, looking at things. And when I say things, I do mean things. It can be bitches. It can be niggas. It could be objects. Sometimes when you goon, you're just overly horny. You know what I'm saying? Like, to the point where you can't function in, like, normal society. So, nigga, is that a fruit roll-up? Yeah. My business.
A fictional scenario where a cop pulls over a rather conveniently aroused woman. Maybe she offers to blow the guy to get out of a ticket. We all know the trope. Now, while I'm sure something like this has happened in the real world, all the people in these videos are—
Well, then you're normal, honest. Yeah. You're not a gooner. You're just addicted to peen.
Are adult entertainers, and nobody is actually getting pulled over and is a cop. Well, with the exception of this one instance. I'd like to introduce you to the gooner cop.
The gooner cop.
Sean Herman. This bricked up law enforcement officer was so terminally titulated that he participated in one of these horny cop style videos. But he was actually a cop and was actually on the clock when he did it.
Told you you're going too fast. Nobody listens to me.
I'm not gonna get a ticket.
How do you think that you're gonna get a ticket?
It's okay. You said what you said. It's okay. You're not. Wait, so this was an actual, like, traffic stop? Like, this was an actual traffic stop, not like a skit? Because she looked like, you know, one of the models. So this was real?
The showman.
No, you're not.
Watch me. Just watch.
Good evening, ma'am. I'm Officer Jones, MPD.
In May of 2024, numerous media outlets came forward alleging a Nashville police officer by the name of Sean Herman had appeared in a sexually explicit video online. A video published by an OnlyFans model. Really giving my city a great name, Herman. Now, if Sean was—
So, all right, so she is one of the models, though. So she is one of the models. Okay, I'm about to say, she looked like one of the models, so, like, that's why I was confused. Like, is this a skit or is this real?
Doing all of this in his free time, perhaps it wouldn't have been a problem, but Pee Wee Herman here was fucking around on the job. A report from News Channel 5 Nashville dove into Sean's history and exposed his illicit gooning misadventures. The article details Herman had been featured prominently alongside a large-chested OnlyFans model named Jordan.
What's her name? Jordan what? Yeah. Indeed, large-chested.
With the officer reportedly groping her breasts in a sexual manner while dressed in a
No,
Nashville
I'm
PD
learning about this.
uniform. And my tax dollars paid for all of it.
Just what?
Good evening, ma'am. I'm Officer Jones, MPD. You know where I pulled you over?
No.
All right, well, I got you going 65 and I'm 45 back there, okay? Do you have your license or registration on you?
I actually don't have it in this car, but what if I show you?
And she pulls her girls out and he grabs and rubs on them and she gets out of the ticket, is how the rest of that goes. It's a classic setup. Folks online angry with.
Where's the link? Because I don't believe. I just need more, like, proof, you know? Like, where's the last, like, 30 seconds?
The video potentially having an on-duty cop manage to ascertain where the deputy feature worked after Sean accidentally showed part of the Nashville Police Department logo.
Dumbass nigga. Dumbass nigga.
You dirty bitch!
When part of his shoulder popped into frame. His squad car was also briefly shown in the video as well. People called Nashville PD and asked them to investigate this potential Class A gooning incident.
If you look closely on the top right-hand corner, you'll see the officer's shoulder and just a sliver of what appears to be the Metro Nashville Police patch.
Sean got to stop and frisk an OF model, but with misconduct allegations coming to the surface, the man soon found his body of work facing a hands-on investigation. After being
I see what you did
identified
there.
as the booba-grabbing policeman, Herman was
Booba
subsequently
grabbing.
investigated and fired, ending his 3-year stint as an officer. In response, a police representative named Don Aaron stated, "That was one of the most outrageous, disrespectful acts that a person here could do. By
You know damn well, whoever that cop is, if he saw that girl's titties and she whipped them titties out, he probably would have, like, damn it. He probably would have went for it too.
disrespectful, I mean to all the Metro Nashville Police Department employees."
He would have just, like, covered up his badge, or he would have just, like, did something with the body. You know damn well. Nigga, you just, like, can't believe he got caught. Now this makes us look like we're a dirty department. The niggas are a dirty department.
And this agency, unquote. Don was probably just mad he didn't get a handful.
What did I say? I promise you, I did not even pre-watch this shit, yo. Oh, my soul. That's literally, I was thinking the same exact thing. Like, man, you just saying that shit because it looks bad on the department and you mad because you ain't touched them titties. Man, come on, man. Come on, man. Negro Damas, I be knowing things. I would have touched them, still gave her a ticket. I would have been like, all right, W breasts, you still gonna have to pay this by then. W breasts.
Quit fucking lying before I beat your fucking ass.
That ass. Oh, I still had to do that, Joe. I'm like, here you go. Okay. You have a nice day, man. Make sure you pay that ticket. W breasts. Oh, ma'am, put your breast up before you start driving. That's indecent exposure. There's children afoot. I would have been professional. Still gave her a ticket. Still grabbed some breast. She whipped him out. She wanted it. It doesn't mean he couldn't still do a job with some action. He was just not smart about it. He was not smart about it. And then, yeah. He gooned too hard.
While most focused on Sean's firing around this time, there were some online curious to know what Jordan, the OnlyFans chick, thought about this situation.
They were not curious of what she thought. They were curious of what them titties look like. I'm like, well, damn. If them titties is... They must be something fire if this nigga willing to throw your whole job away for some breasts. Shit, I had to Google her too real quick.
And how the infamous video came to be in the first place. These questions would be answered when Outkick, a sports-oriented news outlet, decided to interview the woman over direct messages. When asked about how this came to be, she said, "I met the officer a while back in person for a few moments, and one day he saw me on Reddit and reached out about potentially filming a full video at some point in the future. Obviously, we've all wondered if flashing cops would get you out of tickets, right? Every guy/girl has joked about it, so I thought it'd be funny/playful." The OnlyFans content creator elaborated that the clip was only filmed as a promotional stunt in an effort to boost her popularity, with it only ever being posted to her Twitter and Reddit accounts. She made it clear that there wasn't a longer cut of it as many assumed, because, you know,
that's why we're watching this video now, so we all can stop gooning, you know? Or maybe not goon as much.
Like a fuckload of people looking for this video. Missed opportunity, I guess. Jordan continued more, saying that she hadn't expected for anyone to piece together where Sean worked and felt bad about what had happened. The well-expected for...
Hold on real quick. Hold on real quick. What the fuck is that?
Anyone to piece together where Sean worked and felt bad about what had happened. The well-endowed model also said that in light of Sean's firing, she had given the Gooner cop a month's worth of salary as a show of good faith, adding that she thought he would do well in the...
I beat, he gonna mention. I beat. See where your head's at, brother.
The adult film industry. I'm sure that's the last thing bro wanted to hear at the time.
My eyeball.
And things only got worse for Sean Herman, as the Nashville Police Department made a statement giving an update on the matter at a later date.
We don't claim this nigga.
Confirming that the gooning incident would in fact be a criminal matter. In the statement, Nashville PD confirmed that
this nigga looked like a teenage baby. Arrest him.
That Herman had not just been in uniform.
Look like he's gonna do some dangerous shit. Do I get mad? Yeah, you do. Yeah. I mean, I can. You're still gonna see the ads though. I would say you still gonna see them. Hey, this nigga look like a teenage baby, cuh.
At the time of the video's filming, but was actually on duty during the groping. Because of this, he was arrested on felony charges of misconduct, with his bond being set at $3,000. Later in August, News Channel 5 Nashville once again reported on the absurd case and gave final details surrounding the resolution of this whole ordeal. In their article, they revealed Herman had posted bail and managed to avoid serious jail time, though his police certification was suspended.
I wonder how he did that. Sounds like some good WP to me.
Because of his participation in this brain-dead Gooner stunt, Sean Herman's police career is most likely over, if not extremely damaged. When participating in an OF Models promotional video as an on-duty policeman gets you fired, it's a great example of how gooning can ruin your life.
That is a good example.
Something else that could just as easily ruin your life is having your identity stolen. As you're
right. And that's why I don't even partake in any of that bullshit.
Goonicide.
The Goonicide. All right, here we are. The Goonicide.
And what about when gooning...
I feel you. I'm broke as hell too.
Tragically ends your life.
Broke nigga on this
in
platform,
what has become the ultimate cautionary tale showcasing the darker elements of gooning. Next, I'll be telling the harrowing tale of the darker elements of gooning. Next, I'll be telling...
Right here. So this nigga. All right, I see the shorty in shorts. She's not even literally showing you anything. This nigga dead ass. Like dead ass, bro. Nobody broke into me, I fell off. Bro, see? You said you fell off. Nigga, I never been on. So, yeah. I outrank you in the brokenness department, my brother. Ain't that the dude who got caught and boomed himself? I think so. So I'm like, bro, he got caught by this lady. You know what I'm saying? Just like, nigga, you pulling up here, you can catch your... First off, how do you... Never mind.
Telling the harrowing tale of the goonicide. When a man is caught on camera gooning in public, the online backlash becomes too much to bear. The story of the goonicide all begins on January 8th.
Bikini Beans Espresso. Is that a... What's a crazy name if that's a real, like, coffee place?
2025 in the drive-thru of a Bikini Beans location in Tempe, Arizona.
Well, it is real, but that's still a crazy name.
For those unfamiliar with the establishment, Bikini Beans is a chain of coffee shops with a gimmick similar to Hooters or Twin Peaks.
Nigga. Crazy timing. I was gonna say only one of them got like Hooters and Twin Peaks. Oh, it's just being in bikinis. Okay, I get it. So this nigga pulled up there to do a drive-by beat off in front of Shorty's. That's bananas.
Think mostly young female staff dressing up in revealing outfits, cleavage showing, cheeks peeking out, you know. They serve coffee wearing bikinis.
Can we get one of these in Nashville?
Now, as you might expect, with an establishment like this, it's a hot spot for gooners, and some of them try to take it.
Do they have one in Dallas? I mean, I don't even like coffee like that, but I'm pretty sure they got like some pastries or something in there. A beat by rather than drive by, a beat by. Damn it. I gave head in the drive-through line once. Does that count? Where were you about to eat? I think it counts depending on where you were about to eat.
Advantage of the fact that half-naked women are in abundance and are being paid to serve you. Creeps have been a problem in this industry for years, with many notable cases of Hooters waitresses getting groped and sexually assaulted by handsy clients. But the case here with Bikini Beans is different, as it involves a man actually pulling up to the drive-thru in the middle of what appears to be a full-blown gooning and edging session.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? Good. Have you been here before?
Yeah.
Sir, you need to leave. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Call 911.
Pulling up with his dick and balls on display, this
Why you saying like that, bro?
Pulling up with his dick and balls on display, this diabolical drive-through degenerate indecently
This diabolical drive-through degenerate. Why the fuck you say it like that, bro? Hey, yo. This dick and balls on display. Hey, yo. That's fucking hilarious. I mean, the situation's not. It's a little funny. it's a little funny. But like, yeah, he didn't make it no better. It was this local place in South Florida, Spanish food. Chicks dressed like Hooters.
Pulling up with
Cheer 1 bar.
Boss.
00 just gave this broke nigga in need one of spare change a few more he can afford rent.
That was indeed a bar.
This dick and balls on display, this diabolical drive-through degenerate indecently exposed himself to this woman for sexual gratification, to satisfy a twisted kink. Whatever the case, she caught him on camera doing so. Realizing this, his smugly cheerful expression,
no, this nigga was smiling and enjoying himself, then look,
is rattled to one of intense.
He said, oh no.
Fear. Being caught red-handed, he sped off, regret hitting him like a sobering rush of post-nut clarity. And sadly, this wouldn't be the end of the humiliation for the Bikini Beans gooner. The video filmed by the employee was soon posted online and...
Not the hash-slinging slasher. The Bikini Bean Gooner. That's crazy.
Went viral due to its shocking and baffling premise. Tweets discussing it garnered tens of thousands of likes,
Whose
and for
mans
about
is
a
this?
week, this video seemed like all anybody was trying to talk about online. In many ways, the incident brought the word gooning itself to the mainstream.
He said, wait a minute, he look like a nigga I used to work with. He do look like a nigga I used to work with too at Applebee's, I ain't gonna lie.
And the man in the video became a symbol for the gooner lifestyle, if it were. You know, just fully embracing one's hedonistic desires and letting those primal urges take over, no matter the consequence. It was a humorous little viral moment, but questions remain. Who actually was this now infamous pantsless individual, and what happened to him? Well, the answer to that question was more tragic than
Bean
anybody
beater.
could have expected. On January 13th, 2025, just 2 days after the Bikini Beans Gooner video was initially posted,
That's
a
hilarious.
screenshot from a local Facebook group surfaced, claiming that the man featured in the video had actually offed himself after being caught and exposed for gooning in public. And this was no baseless meme or rumor, it was actually true, and police had become involved. As it turns out, the man was a 27-year-old named Nautica Malone, and he surprisingly had a wife and family.
I did not know this nigga had a wife and kids. What the fuck? This nigga wasn't right in the head then. You have a wife and kids and you're still going around gooning? Really? I mean, at that point, bro, you're already being selfish by, you know, doing that weird shit. But you're gonna take yourself out and leave a fatherless child and your girl just like, oh yeah, your dad offed himself because he got caught beating his dick at Bikini Bean. What kind of story is that to tell that nigga? The one I know who looks like him is 34. I don't even know the age of the other nigga I was talking about.
A TMZ report gives greater detail on the timeline of events. The report claims on January 8th, Malone had pulled up pantsless to the drive-thru at Bikini Beans. An employee suspicious of the nudity told a manager. Staff alleged that Malone had even begun masturbating inside of his vehicle.
That was his 13th
so it seems like
reason.
they kind of knew something was up beforehand, which explains the filming. As far as I'm aware, the first instance of the video itself being posted to the web was on January 10th. And according to reports, on January 11th, Nautica Malone...
January 11th. Shout out January 11th. That's an important day.
Drove to the city of Avondale, Arizona, and took his own life by gunshot to the head. Malone would later be found dead in his vehicle, which was parked in the lot of the Tullison Crossroads shopping plaza.
Damn.
Police body cam footage shows deputies investigating the aftermath.
Sir, please just stay over there.
He said that when I was dark. My fault.
Keep an eye on him. I'm gonna check for a pulse.
Damn.
It's already cocked back, so it looked like it only had one.
Don't say cock back when you're talking about him, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just another choice of words.
Hold it. Yeah. Okay. Hey, man. Just cock back and just leave. We'll get that in there. They got no pulse.
According to TMZ, Nautica Malone's brother had received a distressing call from him earlier in the day. Additionally, a note authored by Nautica shortly before his death was also discovered. It was to his wife. Quote, "I apologize. I love you, Queen. I made a mistake and don't think I'll be able to face you and the babies. I don't know why I drove through like that. My mental has been fucked up. I'm not a monster. I apologize and I love you forever. If I am in critical condition, please pull the plug." The news...
Nigga, what? Like I said, bro, something was wrong with that nigga, bro. Mental health is a real thing. Cause what the fuck, nigga? You had a whole happy family. Why? Nigga, why?
of Nautica
Like, literally,
Malone's
why?
death broke the internet. Many mourned the man's passing, though considering the circumstances leading up to his demise, it should come at no surprise that gallows humor was rampant, with many internet users referring to Nautica's Malone's death as a goonicide. And if I'm being honest, while it is extremely tragic and saddening, I can't be too upset at people for joking about what happened here. You know, considering the whole pulling up with your stuff out to a place with half-naked chicks working there. Ben Lyles, the owner of Bikini Beans, certainly wasn't afraid of standing up for his employees, even in the wake of the sad news. He told TMZ this: "This was an unfortunate and tragic situation. In this case, an individual chose to commit a crime at one of our locations. We take incidents like this very seriously and remain committed to protecting our team and maintaining a safe and respectful environment." The story of the goonicide does have somewhat of a positive ending, at least as positive of an ending you could hope for in a twisted story like this.
Nigga, how?
Towards the end of January, it was announced that internet users and fans of the originally shared viral video would be holding an impromptu funeral-style remembrance event.
The Gooner... Bro, are you serious? The Gooneral? Are you pulling up? Bring candles and flowers. Are you serious? That is fucking crazy. That should be criminal. They need to stop. The Gooneral, bro? That is fucking wild. A Gooneral.
For Nautica Malone
outside
of the Bikini Beans coffee shop where this all transpired, dubbing it the Gooneral. While some protested against the idea, characterizing Malone as a sexual criminal,
or a sexual predator,
it seemed like at this point, after everything that had transpired, most felt Nautica Malone had paid enough penance for the drive-through debauchery that contributed to the ending of his life.
When I say his name, you say Nautica. Say his name! Nautica! Say his name! Nautica!
And this is weird. I'm not gonna lie. So you got all of these incel gooner ass niggas, and some of these niggas are literally just doing it for clout. I want to say 85% of these niggas are doing it for clout. Y'all got their phones out. They want to be seen. They want to be recorded. Yeah, they're championing this nigga. Like, come on, bro. This is not something that you praise, bro. Say his name. The last nigga got on the poster, the last goon. Come on, bro. If I was that nigga's family members, I would have been like, hell no. Anybody that pull up and do that bullshit, I want that shit shut down. You know what I'm saying? For like fucking, I don't know. Can you even sue for defamation of character after you're dead and after you was like caught gooning or whatever? I don't even know if you could do that, but nigga, no, this ain't it. You ain't seen it all. There was a first sperm race that happened. What? Oh, that's what you're saying. No one helped him before. Now no one cared about this nigga before when he was clearly unstable for doing the shit he was doing. Now y'all want to martyr for this nigga, chant his name, rally around him. I mean, not around him, but rally for him and shit. That's kind of stupid. As far as him being gone, defamation suit, I would like, bro. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way y'all trying to make this man out to be like a hero or something. Or like a martyr. Nah.
The Gooneral had dozens in attendance, each paying their respects to Mr. Malone, closing the chapter on the goonicide, the ultimate cautionary tale of the dangers of reckless gooning and what it can lead to.
Wow.
The library gooners.
The library
gooners?
In the
era of OnlyFans, you often see women posting online these provocative publicity stunts to social media, attempting to draw people into subscribing to their pages so you can see more.
Chicken.
They'll often dress up in costumes and they'll have paid promoters in the replies of their posts on Twitter and other sites being like, bruh, have you seen the Starbucks girl video? Have you seen the Spider-Man girl video? Or, you know, they'll just post stuff like the cop video we discussed earlier. It's obnoxious, but believe it or not, before OnlyFans, this stuff was even more egregious and at times illegal. Which brings us to the case of Library Girl, a woman who gooned in a public library for attention, only to be later put in handcuffs.
She gooned for attention and got arrested for it? Yeah, you can't be gooning in public places. It's literally indecent exposure, even if they are titties.
And not ones for like BDSM roleplay. Late January 2015, there was a goon.
Why is everything happening in my month? Is January the gooner month? That's the month I was born. All of these epidemics are happening in January. What the fuck? If you are sane, you just know. If you're sane, you wouldn't just normally make these decisions. January is gooner month.
Gooner on the loose. Witnesses were coming forward.
Not gonna lie, maybe I'm evil. I won't laugh at wrongful deaths or natural ones. However, in the case of the gooneral, I'm not gonna lie, that is hilarious. The gooneral is hilarious, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. You're not a fucked up person for laughing about it. It's kind of funny, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's fucked up. He had to take his own life or whatever, but you know, it's kind of funny. Honestly, I feel like if he would have just like been a real nigga and just like took the little internet backlash, eventually he would have became popular. Imagine that shit. I mean, yeah, you should still be condemned for doing that weird shit and you need to be like looked at and watched. But you get, let's say you turn over a new leaf and you don't pull your dick out in public no more. So you could have been popular. Niggas already know that, oh, you're the gooner. You're the last goon. You know what I'm saying? You could have ran with that, made that your brand or something. Just don't pull your dick out in public no more. W Gooner month. I already read that. It's because it's been cold and people get strange when they cold. The same thing when people get too hot. January is my dad's fake birthday. He chose when he came to Canada. He said he couldn't face his wife. Oh yeah, he couldn't face his wife and kids. Man, I ain't gonna lie, he sound like a bitch. I'm not gonna lie, he sound like a bitch. Cause I'm like, bro, you got a whole family, my nigga. You can't be selfish. That's just selfish to me. I'm not gonna lie. You sound like a bitch. Like, oh, I can't face my... Look, my nigga, I'd be like, hey, look, I'm not gonna lie. You go on Twitter, you go on Instagram. I did some stupid shit. I'm not gonna lie, babe. I pulled my dick out in public. And then this lady recorded me. And now I am a laughingstock on the internet. I fucked up. How hard is that? You're already embarrassed. You're a laughingstock by the whole internet. Shit, the one people I'm going to come clean. The one time I'm going to come clean, pause, is with my wife and, like, well, fuck the kid at this point. But yeah, my wife. So at least she knows, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, well, you're sick. You need help. Still help me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to, like, yeah, I didn't mean come clean, like, especially during this video. Let's just continue, my fault.
Claiming that someone had allegedly filmed a sexually explicit video in a college library. News outlet The Oregonian reported that the offending video was recorded at Oregon State University. All of this transpiring during the fall semester. The public scrambled to identify the perpetrator. Upon the discovery of this rogue gooner at large,
large breast. Congratulations on not pulling your dick out in public anymore. Yeah, you know, we growth, W growth, you know? People take that route when their secrets come to light. That wasn't his first time. I know hell no, that wasn't his first time. He's definitely been gooning a whole lot, but this is the first time he probably got caught and got major backlash from that shit. But I would have been like, bro, that just sounds like some weak nigga shit. I can't, I'm not just gonna take myself out. No, I got a whole family too. I'd be like, look, babe, I got a problem. I literally, I'm just gonna tell her, like, I got a problem, bro. I can't stop gooning, you know what I'm saying, or something. I'll just have to tell her, like, hey, can you help me? Maybe something we can do. Maybe we can start doing new freaky shit, because I'm out here gooning in public and I know I'm gonna get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would do. But I understand not everybody in their right mind. Exactly. But you know what I'm saying? Goon together. Can we do something? Can we be like fucking exhibitionists or voyagers or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, that's literally what I would do. But in his circumstance, he wasn't all the way mentally there. He wasn't mentally sound at all. People would have eventually moved on. All he had to do was wait it out. Exactly, Tay. All he literally had to do was wait it out. People would have moved on. There'd been something else to talk about. And then he could have went right back to gooning. But just maybe wear a mask. You know what I'm saying? He could have went right back there. Because you know how fucking short the attention span is nowadays, especially with social media. There's going to be one thing popular for 4 days, and something else is going to happen. Literally every week. So he just had to wait it out. He just had to wait it out. Wear a mask is nuts. I'm just saying, you know, I'm not saying be a vigilante gooner. Just put on fucking random. Oh my God, could you imagine that? Like a serial gooner, but like a vigilante gooner who just goes around, puts on a mask, and yo, that'd be kind of scary. A vigilante gooner. I gotta look down, but okay, bet. I'm gonna tab you up. Enjoy some of that Avatar, feathers of the frontier, frontiers of a feather. Enjoy that. I'm gonna be lurking. I'll drive through with a dick. W keeping them DoorDash bag to keep the frontiers. I knew it. Frontiers of Pandora's feather. Yeah, got you. I knew it. What if he ended up like that gooner who nutted on old girl leg in Dollar General? Oh, the serial nutter? I don't even think he got arrested. I don't think did he get caught? Or maybe he's on this video. Let's continue, y'all. We just took a brief intermission to start yapping.
Police got involved. While they likely expected the culprit to have been some homeless crackhead that was using public library Wi-Fi to...
Crazy time is some homeless crackhead nigga. He didn't say that. He's white. He did not say that. That was on my phone. My fault. Some homeless crackhead nigga. Ah, that's hilarious. The timing was hilarious. It's a big ass game. I'm doing another 6 hours. Noise. He turned himself in. Well, maybe it was weighing on his conscience that because he shouldn't be nutting on people's legs like that. So that's good. The intro alone was an hour. Damn. Yeah, it's like a movie game. Confirmed hits with nut. Then they said kill confirmed. Yeah, no, there's another serial nutter that has James. Yeah, but there was another one. I think it was an Asian nigga where he did the same shit. He nutted on this lady. She was wearing a skirt. And he nutted and just kept walking. Like, he did literally a drive-by nut. Like, he was, like, walking like this. The lady was, like, I think she had a bike, and she was, like, unchaining her bike. Nigga came, bust on her, kept walking. Dead ass kept walking. The lady, like, looked down and was like, the fuck? She thought it was, she looked down, didn't look up because she thought it was a bird. And there was no fucking bird. And then she seen that nigga just keep fast walking like, this nigga just nut. Yeah. Like, serial nutters are going crazy. Isn't that all Japanese animes? No, they don't just nut on people. There is one anime that is, what is it, Golden Kamui? Something like that? Where they, anyway, I laughed my ass off to the nut confirmed. And he's nut confirmed. It's crazy, bro.
Jerk off. They were surprised to find.
As soon as we finished, the nigga said jerk off.
And it was actually a young female student named Kendra Jane Sunderland. According to
I
Oregon
think that's
State
what it's called.
University, she was a 19-year-old Salem, Washington native who had been studying human development and family science at their school. Kendra was also an aspiring adult film star. She recorded herself in an isolated area of the library, covertly gooning for approximately 30 minutes, and was apparently—
Damn, 30 minutes? Well, that's not that long, but in public, goddamn.
live streaming her performance to a small audience on an internet campsite. The video features the woman slowly undressing herself while sitting at a library desk, showing her chest and at one point taking off her pants, exposing and touching her cucaracha. Throughout the recording, she constantly looks over her shoulder to
Where's the see snipers on it? I was like, what's her name? What was her name again?
see if anyone was coming, but it turns out only she
Anyone was coming.
This over her shoulder to see if anyone was coming, but it turns out only she was. The
Wow.
scandalous study session turned sex act concludes with Kendra getting up and walking away from the scene of the goon, as if nothing ever happened.
Scene of the goon? Well, that shit was about to make me. Scene of the scene of the goon, bro. What the fuck? That's hilarious, Dan. You need I think Mark think. Nah, you're right. I got you. Interspecies reviewers. Y'all some freaky ass niggas. Yo, have you heard of the woman who put a trout up her box? Like a fish? Like an actual fish? No. No, I have not. Can't say that I have. Send me that link.
But her live streamed video left a snail trail of guilt that couldn't be
snail trail
wiped clean. As you and I both know, the internet is forever. The library stream was recorded, shared, and quickly went viral, with the university obviously getting outraged that their prestigious reputation was now affiliated with a potential sex criminal. Kendra would be vigorously probed by police officers after they watched her video. Their investigation led to her eventually being
what's her name? Kendra? Then that's the show you brought up. Oh yeah. Oh, my fault. Find it and post it? Yeah, bet. Yeah, let me see that.
detained. As a result of her library rubdown, Kendra Sunderland was arrested and was facing over $6,000 in fines and jail time
How
for
do you spell
public
that
indecency.
name?
Local
Kendra
news
Sunderland?
outlet KOIN actually went to the now infamous deviant's home to discuss what had happened with her, but were met with a note on the door stating that she was refusing to talk. Unable to enter the Gooner's lair, they then went to interview Steve Clark, an OSU official who strongly condemned Kendra's behavior.
This was public indecency. What you saw in the video, or hopefully your viewers did not see, were acts by an individual that were indecent and conducted in public.
Steve reveals towards the end of the report that the woman was banned from campus indefinitely. If she had any hopes of graduating college, this situation certainly didn't help things in that regard. But as you might expect, given the creation of this video in the first place, her head was in a different spot career-wise. Despite many online calling her a whore, slut, all the above, you gotta remember there's always gonna be a subset of gooners out there eager to simp. And Kendra's spicy video made her a hot commodity with these guys. While the woman had refused to make public statements initially, she eventually would come to a realization, that being, oh, I can turn this degenerate controversy into an online sex work career.
Duh. That's literally the only thing you can do. It's literally the only thing you can do. Bro, I got a legit question. Why don't these horny motherfuckers think about indecent exposure charges? That ass. They never think about it. They just think about, you know, the thrill of doing something in public. The thrill of getting caught outweighs the reality. And also, Think about it too. Sometimes, as a nigga, when we're horny, we might not think as rational as we normally would. So on a gooner side level, when they're horny, it's like, bro, there is no common sense or rationale thought until they finish. They get that post goon clarity. Then they be like, oh shit, I shouldn't do this anymore. But then they get a rush from the fact that they did do it and they got away with it. So hence they keep doing it, or they try to go up the ante. You know what I'm saying? They try to, one day it's pulling your titties out. Next time it's like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and grab me a dildo. Then you're gonna just, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna keep trying to up the ante every time you don't, get caught. It's the thrill. It's the thrill seeking. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what they really be getting off on. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? At least that's what I be thinking.
Any such cases, Kendra embraced the video and was even seen signing autographs for a fan outside of her first court hearing.
Signing autographs for gooners is nuts. Yeah, I found the Kendra. I found her video. I didn't find the one you was talking about with the fish. I found yeah, she's a full-on it's a full-on whore now. She's even been blacked. Yep. Yeah, she's a full-on actress. Good on her. She's been blacked.
After pleading not guilty to her charges. When questioned, she fully defended her actions.
I think it's normal for a college campus. It's, college kids, they go crazy, they party, they do fun things.
See, all I had to do was wait, but I was like, I can probably figure out how to spell that. They come out and do the same shit all over again. That's why they get on the list. A's at the time is consensual, just knocking in the park. Yeah, parking garage. I've done that once. They think of it is the thrill. Who the fuck? Exactly. I can't stand how this guy actually talked. This freeze frame show, all really be talking with no tooth on the bottom row showing. I didn't notice that.
Experiment. I think it's, it's not really big news. I think it's more shocking to other people not on campus than it is for the people on campus.
Those following the Library Gooner Girl case would get more
Library Gooner Girl
reflection from Kendra when she did a full 22-minute long interview with ABC News affiliate KEZI9. She claimed she had no intention of the video going viral when doing the stream, which I honestly believe because outside of Mia Khalifa's hijab thing, this was sort of a first of its kind moment. I think she kind of just stumbled into this.
How have you been since, for the last couple of months, how have you been feeling?
It changes every day, but at first I was just upset and sad and stuff like that, and now it's more excited for my future and everything.
Excited for my future, because niggas know what my titties look like. They want to see me get fucked. Now I know I have brazzers knocking at my door. I got all these industry people trying to hit me up and do collabs. Yeah, I was just a small town library girl. Now I'm about to get my back blown out for millions. Well, maybe not millions, like thousands.
That I have coming to me, so it's just a giant mix of emotions that goes up and down all the time, but that's just girls for you.
Was this
you think she'd get trespassed? Came back to the library to do a news interview. Exactly. That just goes to show you. You know what I'm saying? Pull your titties out in the library. You might go viral. But pull your dick out in the library. You're going to jail. And you're going to be laughed at on the internet. Pull your titties out. Viral. Endorsements. News interviews. Pull your dick out in the car. Pull your dick out in the library. You're going to jail.
My mind that I would dream about, but I pushed it away because I was.
My thing is this: Why not do that in your dorm? I get getting it in before your roommates come home, but not in the open where they can get. It's the thrill, bro. They be thrill seeking. It's the fact that doing something in a place that you know you shouldn't be doing it. That's what they really be chasing. Does she know that the books at the library are free already? She ain't got to show no titties. Well, she didn't know now. I think this is because she looked decent. If she was ugly, they shut that shit down. Probably. I feel like she just wouldn't really get that much attention. I think they just like, hey, ew, stop. I feel like it wouldn't even, it wouldn't have gotten as big as it did. It wouldn't be as much of a thing.
I was told, you're supposed to go to college, get a degree, and get a good job with your degree, but I thought I didn't want to go that route. I always wanted to be a model. I always wanted to model for Playboy and Penthouse and stuff like that, and I just never actually thought it would happen because I knew that there's a lot of girls that try so hard to get into it, and it's very hard for them to, find the door and to get them into it.
So what would be the life-ruining punishment issued by the courts as a consequence for the Library Girl video? In September, Kendra pled guilty to a misdemeanor charge and had to pay a $1,000 fine. Yeah. Kendra's gooning didn't ruin her life at all. Rather, it made it better in just about every way imaginable.
Exactly.
An unfortunate exception to the rule. The publicity surrounding Kendra's videos served as a launching pad for an extremely successful career as an adult star, with Kendra still being popular in the industry to this very day. She has millions of followers across various platforms and still refers to herself as Library Girl almost a decade after the incident. She's pretty much stayed out of trouble since the video debacle, with the exception of a recent arrest related to an alleged marijuana possession charge, but who really gives a shit? Illegal gooning arguably made this woman a multi-millionaire, but she
literally illegal gooning made this bitch a millionaire, cuh. Crazy. $1,000. That's nigga. It's not nigga. That's crazy. That's slight work compared to what she's making now. Dan, I got the pizza yesterday. I was hurting so bad this morning. I was in tears. I'm gonna get it again though. I'm gonna get it again though. Sound like a real nigga to me. Too bad she can't come to Canada anymore. She probably a sex offender now for that. Yeah. But with her bread, does she really care? She's like, well, yeah, if I go to Canada, they're gonna consider me that, but fuck it, just don't go to Canada then. But I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna say with her bread now, she definitely doesn't care.
She got lucky as another library gooner wasn't so fortunate. It all begins with mysterious reports of a young woman,
the one with that jalapenos,
playing with herself live on camera from what appeared to be a public library. CBC News was made aware of this potential Kendra copycat and launched an independent investigation. They alleged the woman went by the scream name Lil Secret and operated on the adult streaming site My Free Cams. Her location was discovered after
My Free Cams?
CBC cross-referenced images of the library with the footage captured during her live streams. Windsor Public Library was that location. There's actually a moment in one of these recordings where a child can be seen stumbling upon this woman, which is extremely disturbing to—
Oh, no. She was flicking bean and then the kid walked. Oh, come on now. Oh, no.
say the least. She allegedly hit other libraries in the area, and even
oh yeah, she was just trying to, she like, well, Kendra did it. I should be able to do it too. I'm pretty.
Reportedly,
no, bitch, that's not how it works. Just cut it out. Yeah, get her out of here, cuz. You can't be sitting there flicking beans, squirting in places where children reside. Yeah. The wildest shit I'm willing to do on the open is fucking the forest in the country. That's all you'll get from me. Yeah, the spicier food be tearing me up.
Inside of a Tim Hortons. While her identity was a secret at first, the CBC unmasked her, exposing her as 21-year-old Alexandria Mora. The woman turned herself into police soon after being exposed by the media. While she initially planned to plead not guilty, it seems she eventually gave up her defense and took accountability for her gooning behavior. In June, news outlet Windsor Star revealed that the woman had been given 12 months of probation and had to pay a $250 fine. This was on top of the fact that she now had to register as a sex offender. When questioned, her lawyer Patrick Ducarme
she had to register as a sex offender, yeah.
Said she dealt with it, she admitted it, she identified herself to police. She suffered a lot of public embarrassment because it truly did go viral. Yet another example of how unregulated gooning can have serious ramifications.
Unregulated gooning.
Anthony Weiner, the gooner politician.
Anthony Weiner? The gooner. Yo, is this real? Anthony Weiner, the gooner politician. Hey, yo. Yo, this video is only 41 minutes long and we already about to make it an hour, but shit, bro. This is nuts. I can't keep saying that about this video, but like just learning this type of levels of gooning, like just knowing that, all right, gooning can ruin your life. There's a small window of a chance that gooning could propel you into a great adult actress life. But it's kind of interesting. I'm not gonna lie. It definitely making me look at gooning in a different perspective, for real. Learning about this shit. Not even gonna hold you. Like, all jokes aside, I'm definitely learning a lot about gooning. Not so much about myself, but like how this shit is really affecting people.
Politicians being weird sex pests is nothing new. You might even be tempted to say that allocating a chapter telling the story of a gooner politician is redundant or passé.
You remember the Wiener
my
nigga?
rebuttal,
Pause.
Anthony Weiner. Anthony was a terminally bricked up gooner politician whose
What?
surname just so also happened to be his favorite body part. Sadly, the guy with the Wiener name was actually quite the degenerate, and through a series of sexting scandals, illicit gooning, and extremely disturbing activity, Wiener destroyed his career in
Wiener destroyed his career. That's crazy.
Historically
out of context, you're like, nigga, what?
Degenerate fashion.
Let me just reiterate to my wife.
Wiener for mayor. Nah, bro. Hell no. He looked like somebody.
How sorry I am that I did these things, and how sorry I am to the people that got these messages for any inconvenience or embarrassment they've caused.
Anthony David Weiner, a Brooklyn native, first entered political office in 1999, elected as Democratic congressman for New York's 9th District. Mr. Weiner erected legislation to support New York's working class and penetrated party lines to pass bills that helped to be described as America's underdogs. As a young politician, he was groomed by Chuck Schumer and went on to spend a great...
They be having wives. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, what the fuck? They be having whole wives, whole families, and they just throw it all away for gooning. It's nuts. I gotta stop saying that. Where Junie probably want to live, he probably handing out glizzies when he running for mayor. Like, you get a glizzy, you get a glizzy, you get a glizzy. Shout out my nigga June.
Deal of his tenure.
Wiener penetrated party line. Yeah, I would have said, why is he
working to improve public housing, cleaning up New York, and stopping crime. As a matter of fact, Anthony had a team of at-risk teenagers commissioned to remove graffiti around the city that he proudly referred to as Wiener's Cleaners. While all
Wiener's Cleaners? You got some teenage delinquents to clean up graffiti, and you call them Wiener's Cleaners. Nah, cuh. Nah, cuh.
All of this is admirable. I think what's even more impressive is that Anthony made it this far in life, essentially with the last name Penis. I'd imagine the childhood bullying incurred from having a phallic last name like this would doom a
Phallic
lesser
last
individual.
name.
But Wiener grabbed life by the balls and became
Wiener grabbed life by the balls. Really, bro?
successful despite his family curse. Though Mr. Wiener was not without his flaws. See, Tony had a bit of a gooning problem. On May 27, 2011, as President Obama was in the White House signing an extension to the Patriot Act, Anthony Weiner uploaded a truly bizarre photo to his Twitter. It was a crotch shot of a seemingly bricked up white guy in some boxer briefs. And the post was reportedly directed to the account of a 21-year-old Washington University student named Jeanette Cordova. The baffling photo was up only very briefly and was quickly deleted, though some people did see it. In the wake of the post, Anthony took to social media, trying to laugh it off, saying that he had been hacked or that someone was playing some sort of prank on him.
A photo of an anonymous man's bulging underwear. The lewd picture, immediately deleted from Weiner's account, was sent to this 21-year-old Seattle college student, but also available to the public to view on Twitter. Outside his New York home Monday, Weiner, an outspoken liberal Democrat, insisted to CNN it was the work of a hacker.
I was hacked. It happens to
He
be.
invited to the Diddy party
This
for
is a
sure.
prank.
Politician with
Not
power.
a terribly creative one. And it's a distraction. Look, you know, you've got the Republicans who are playing games with...
Tay said bulging is dragging it. Tay's like, below average at best. Look at us. I wouldn't even pay attention, but Tay said bulging is dragging it. That's hilarious.
to the debt limit. You've got a Supreme Court
Bulging
justice who's
is
refusing to recuse
dragging it.
himself despite conflicts of interest. You have a Health Care Act.
Nigga
that
was
is under
just
siege.
bricked.
You know, this is a distraction.
But we all know what happened. Anthony got sloppy in the middle of a gooning session and accidentally...
Sloppy in the middle of a gooning session sounds disgusting.
He shared an image of his cock and balls that he meant to send to one of his kittens privately. While this photo wasn't all too crazy, it was only the tip of the iceberg. Journalists began digging into Anthony's activity, not buying his prank excuse. And what they would find was truly unhinged. Anthony, a married man, was gooning and sexting chats with multiple young college-age mistresses, sharing scandalous photo after photo after photo, some of which are way too spicy for YouTube. In the wake of these leaked photos, many of which included his face in them, Anthony finally came clean, admitting—
Pause. You can't say come clean in this type of video. But, nigga, you're fucking... Bro, these niggas is dead ass. These niggas is dead ass fucking idiots, bro. You are a person of power. You're a politician or whatever, nigga. Why in the hell would you put your face in any selfies? Like, why would you incorporate your face in anything? That shit says pop goes the wiener. That's crazy. I just read that. But, yo, what be wrong with these niggas, man? Like, dead ass. What the fuck?
he had been engaging in sexting chats with what has been described as half a dozen women.
In addition, over the past few years, I have engaged in several inappropriate conversations conducted over Twitter, Facebook, email, and occasionally on the phone with women I have met online. I've exchanged messages and photos of an explicit nature with about 6 women over the last 3 years. For the most part, these communications took place before my marriage, though some have sadly took place after. To be clear, I have never met any of these women or had physical relationships at any time. I haven't told the truth. And I've done things I deeply regret.
With the smoking gun out there and mounting pressure from Democratic colleagues, Mr. Weiner would resign from his position in Congress in what had become one of the most humiliating political scandals of the 21st century.
I'm here today to again apologize for the personal mistakes I have made and the embarrassment I have caused. I make this apology to my neighbors and my constituents, but I make it particularly to my wife, Huma.
Oh no, bro.
I had hoped to be able to continue the work that
Shannon
the
Sharp, his
citizens of my
situation
district elected me to do.
kind of fucked.
And most importantly, that my wife and I can continue to heal from the damage I have caused.
That nigga said, the people demand to know, were you fully erect? What? I would have been like, can we get him out of here? Were you fully erect? The people want to know. Why do they want to know? Why are you screaming this at the top of your lungs?
I can continue to. And most importantly, that my wife and I can continue to heal from the damage I have caused.
Were you fully erect?
I mean, Tony, you're the wiener guy. You can't get busted for something like this, man. Extortion, blackmail, take a bribe for Christ's sake, but sex stuff, your name is Wiener. You just can't do it. Bro was cooked from the start.
Unfortunately, the distraction that I have created has made that impossible. So today I am announcing my resignation from Congress.
Anthony?
That nigga said, yay, bye-bye, pervert. I would have been like, I'm gonna have to box that nigga. Whoever that guy is over there, I'm no longer a politician. I'm gonna box this nigga. I gotta fight him. Cause this nigga frying me the fuck up. His outburst is too damn funny, cuz. I gotta see about you, bro. I gotta see about you. 25K, a cheek on that, nah, Uncle was horny. That was, yeah. But, like, how, bro? What the fuck?
Anthony's resignation is likely where you would expect this story to end. But this wiener was simply built different. When the fallout settled from the sexting scandal, Anthony actually tried to run for office again, this time setting his sights on becoming the mayor of New York City in the 2013 race. Now, surprisingly, at first, this wasn't a complete disaster. Tony promised that he was a changed man. Aside from the scandal, Anthony was actually well liked when he was a representative. And since some time had passed since that scandal, many in the public seemed to forgive Anthony by this point.
But just because they forgive doesn't mean they gonna forget. So did they not bring it up? Hey, no, that's how most people are. Yeah, man. Hey, send this non-disclosure real quick. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I hear some shit, take your bitch ass to court. Sue your ass for defamation. Go ahead, sign this dope.
I'm glad these things are behind us. I know that this was a very public thing that we had happen to us, but by no means does it change the fundamentals of my feelings here, and that is that I want to bring my vision to the people of the city of New York. I hope they're willing to still continue to give me a second chance.
Wiener made numerous public apologies, and his wife, who remarkably stayed with him throughout all of this, spoke highly of her husband. And it seemed like whatever demons Anthony had were now exorcised, and he was prepared to get back to business and take New York to new heights.
Our marriage, like many others, has had its ups and its downs. It took a lot of work and a whole lot of therapy to get to a place where I could forgive Anthony.
Unfortunately for Anthony, though, his past would come back to haunt him. When news of Anthony running for mayor became widely known, old ops started coming out of the woodwork with new unseen leaked photos alleging that Anthony had actually been continuing his sexting and gooning with women that weren't his wife. Doing so after he had been exposed last time in 2011, so like he was still at it. In June, an online gossip website called The Dirty released evidence suggesting Anthony had been recklessly sexting more women in 2012, sharing a never-before-seen image of a fully torqued-up pecker that Anthony would eventually admit was in fact his.
Standing by her husband's side, wife Huma Abedin broke her silence, speaking out for the first time.
Anthony's made some horrible mistakes.
Just sign the NDA real quick.
Both before he resigned from Congress and after. But I do very strongly believe that is
you're gonna take that check.
Despite the new leaks, Tony's wife continued to support him, but the public had seen enough. Weiner's mayoral campaign flopped after these new allegations and images came to light, and he ultimately conceded the race to the opposition.
And I am waging this campaign on a bet. And the bet is, at the end of the day, citizens care more about their own future than about my past with my wife and my embarrassing things.
Well, that dirty bitch was perfect, especially about this nigga.
You begin to see that this guy genuinely has a gooning problem, and it's at this part of the story that things actually start to get pretty dark and extremely perverse. Several years later, in 2016, Anthony Weiner would be back once again in the media, facing a third round of embarrassing sexual misconduct allegations. This time, though, a potential criminal element was at play. Weiner had been caught sexting once again. Leaks began dropping left and right, most of which included various post-workout thirst traps, though this round had far more explicit leaks than any before. And the most egregious of these photos? Weiner had sent a picture of himself in his underwear with his infant son swaddled up napping next to him in the picture. While neither were nude or anything, it was still extremely creepy, inappropriate, and weird. This disturbing photo, unsurprisingly, had many calling for Weiner to be criminally investigated. Like, was there a child abuse element at play here? What was going on? The discovery of this image and continued sexting with other women proved too much for Anthony's ever-loyal wife to bear this time around, and she filed for divorce shortly after the allegations came up. But it only gets worse. In 2017, it was also discovered that Anthony had been sexting with a 15-year-old girl. This proved to be the final straw, and Weiner was eventually arrested and convicted for transference of obscene material to a minor. Weiner was sentenced to serve 21 months in prison for this. He was
only 21 months? Why? Because he's a fucking former freaky politician, but he's a freaky ass nigga. He should be tried like a regular freaky ass nigga. The fuck you need? What? Nigga, what?
Released in 2019 after serving 18 of those months. Anthony's gooning and perverse
didn't even serve the full 21.
Sex habits ultimately ruined his life in a way that few politicians can lay claim to. His story started as a somewhat innocuous and humorous one about a guy named Weiner getting in trouble for being horny. But the truth of the matter was actually much darker and disturbing. After finishing his stint in prison, shockingly, in December 2024, Weiner actually floated the idea of filing to become part of New York City Council, though this doesn't seem to have gone anywhere, thankfully. Anthony Weiner is a prime example of how sex addiction and gooning can ruin your life.
Nah, dead ass
Gooner
chicken.
Judge.
15
now,
years
this
to remind him
just
of the
might
kid's
be
age.
the most absurd case from today in terms of being brazen. This is the story of the Gooner Judge, an individual who worked in one of society's most esteemed positions, only to be caught using toys and jerking off during court cases. In September of 2005, allegations hit the local Oklahoma media, claiming that
nigga, you beating dick during the court case? You under this shit like found the defendant guilty. Guilty. Bro, really? You beating dick during man, bro, I'd be fucking sick knowing that my life is in the hands of a nigga that's beating his dick in one and got a gavel in the other. Like, you're just, and what are you beating to? Like, nigga, yeah, these are real court cases. What are you beating to, nigga? What the fuck?
Honorable Judge Donald Thompson of Sapulpa, Oklahoma, had covertly been masturbating while sitting at his courtroom bench for over 20 years.
You mean he's been getting away busting nuts at that? Ew! No one ever went to check like, hey, yo, how come he's the only one that ever gets to go up there? Your gooner. Your gooner. What was that noise? Your gooner? Excuse me, your gooner? What was that? You know, this nigga just like, guilty, guilty, guilty. I'm like, excuse me, Your Honor. Where the fuck are your pants? I know you're not about to pass judgment. You ain't got no fucking pants on. Excuse me, Your Honor. Where? Can you put your hands up? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
Well, he had been a judge for 20 years, but he was at least doing this for like 4 or 5 years. In 2004, the judge retired, and that's when old courtroom employees and colleagues felt safe enough to spill the beans on Sepulpa's best-kept secret. Apparently, the judge had been utilizing a penis pump in the courtroom for years, beginning this advanced level gooning sometime around 2001.
That is advanced level gooning. What? What the fuck? This nigga was using a pump? What?
At first, nobody noticed. However, as time went on, the guy became less cautious and started pushing his luck further and further, and more would become aware of the disturbing activity. In 2003, a police officer reportedly noticed the pump device peeking out from the stand and took a picture of it when Thompson wasn't around. A former court reporter of his named Lisa Foster alleged that she had discovered a second backup pump used by the judge.
A backup pump, nigga? You got two? You need two pumps, nigga? Pause. Two pumps? That courtroom smelled like nut and racism. Bro, what the fuck, nigga?
Donald Thompson was a persistent pumper. So unashamed of his activity, it's alleged that the lascivious lawman secretly used one of the toys on himself during the adjudication of a fucking murder case that involved a child. As mentioned before...
Okay, yeah, that's sick, nigga. That's what I'm saying. These are real cases. You be handling, like, real cases, nigga. Like, murder cases, death. Murder is death. Dumbass nigga. But yeah, you be like... How can you goon during things like that? That's what I'm like, what are you gooning to? That's nuts. That bitch, you got baby nuts. Yeah. Bitch, you got baby nuts. I bet my nuts bigger than yours. Nah, on God. That shit would have been perfect. Yeah. Take your gooner to jail. He is no longer your honor. Ain't no fucking way. You about to pass judgment on me and you penis pumping for years.
The man retired in 2004, likely thinking he'd get to pump away in peace for the rest of his days.
Pump away in peace.
When witnesses of his conduct, notably court reporter Lisa Foster, came forward, the state charged him with some serious crimes. Judge Thompson found himself facing felony charges and serious jail time for indecent exposure. On top of the crimes, an additional allegation was levied at the judge. A witness named Angela McClanahan admitted under oath that she had a sexual affair with the man despite his status as a married individual. She was brought in after the prosecution discovered photos of an unknown penis on Thompson's work computer, which they alleged she had taken. So not only was he a gooner, but an adulterous one at that. At one point in the trial, prosecutors actually suggested that Lisa Foster should look at the dick pic found on the work computer to confirm if it was the, quote, one that she saw in the courtroom, unquote. And in response to this suggestion, Judge Thompson's defense attorney said this: if she saw a penis, it was his. There doesn't need to be a penis identity or penis lineup, unquote. I'm unsure if they actually ever made Lisa Foster play Match the Glizzy in court or not. That's pretty insane if they did, though. Things only got worse for Judge Thompson in trial. Another court reporter and former colleague of the judge,
is this even a thing?
Doolin, said that she had once stumbled
Why
across
is dicks being mentioned in the courtroom, in the court of law?
Lotion and Viagra when she was cleaning out the man's office. Apparently, this guy's whole modus operandi was gooning, and he had advanced strategies and care packages at the ready to take care of business when he needed to. In light of all of these crazy accusations, the case started getting national news attention.
While he sat on the bench, he apparently felt it necessary to use his penis pump.
You know, he wasn't just doing these things in traffic court. There's a couple of murder trials he was on.
If someone's life is in the balance, you're looking at life in prison, and this guy is playing around with a penis pump?
Judge Thompson used his device during three separate trials between 2000 and 2003.
You got people's lives on the line. You're dealing with murder cases. You got this guy over here playing around with a penis pump. Dead ass. I feel you, bro. I would have been like, hey, yo, ain't no fucking way. Nah, bro. I demand a retrial. I demand a retrial right the fuck now. Order in the court. Take him to jail. Fuck my case. Throw my case out. Put him away. We got bigger fucking fish to fry. Fuck that.
The judge had that.
Hell nah, cuz. We got a bigger fish to fry. We ain't about to fuck with that
One
nigga.
massive piece of evidence used to nail
Yes,
the
to get him
judge
outta
down
here.
for his activity is actually quite disturbing. Court reporter Lisa Foster claimed that the disgraced judge had been using the pump during a trial in which a man had been accused of killing a small child. Well, this case was actually recorded by her personally, and when played back, the sound of the pump device can be heard on an audio recording she captured. It's just whirring away.
You can hear the pump device during the case of a dead kid.
In the middle of...
He needed post-nut clarity to pass judgment. Nigga. What? That's actually funny. He needed post-nut clarity to pass judgment. That's actually wild. It's funny, but that's actually wild. But yeah, in court, my nigga. In court. All this is happening in court. Imagine you go to court and your judge that's about to pass judgment on you is beating his dick with a penis pump while he's getting ready to sentence you. I'll be like, that's almost as wild as like when we saw old boy do the Fortnite emote on the homie. That might actually be wilder. I think I would much rather get emoted on than have to go to court and the judge is beating his dick in front of me. Behind his desk, of course. But like, nigga, what?
The trial. This testimony and...
You know underneath that thing is probably all, bro, yuck. It's all crusty and shit. Because he said he's been doing it for like 4 years.
Audio evidence would be the smoking gun prosecutors needed to win the case. Ultimately, Judge Thompson was convicted and sentenced to 4 years in prison for his heinous gooning crimes, in addition to having to pay $40,000 in fines. Even after leaving prison, the man's life would continue to go downhill. The Oklahoma news outlet News 6 reported in 2011 that he had been arrested 3 times since his release from prison. Angela McClanahan, the woman who had been brought in as a witness during the 2005 trial, was now pressing charges against the guy for stalking. Apparently, the man had gotten himself beaten up by her new boyfriend after he was caught staring through her bathroom window. This guy is a gooner for life, I guess.
Wow. You went from being a judge to gooning at court to getting locked up, coming back out, gooning again, getting beat the fuck up, and going back to jail?
He was again arrested for staring at McClanahan through a pair of binoculars, but posted bail shortly after that incident. And a final insult to injury, the Oklahoma Supreme Court ruled that Judge Thompson would not receive any retirement benefits.
Damn. Yeah, strip that nigga of his benefits as well. He don't deserve that shit, bro. You spent 20 years as a judge just to throw it all away to become a veteran gooner. Bro, I don't know how it gets this bad, Coach. I have no fucking idea. Nigga lost his... Imagine losing your retirement from gooning, huh? That's nuts. Out of all of these gooning stories, there's only been one happy ending, and that was the library girl. That's been the only one, and because, you know, she did it right. And yeah, for one, you was right. The other shorty that did that shit in a public library, dumb as shit, bitch. That's where kids can be. But the other library girl, she kind of did it smart. I'm not gonna lie. She did it on a college campus, a college library. So there is no kids afoot. It's a whole bunch of just horny college kids and grown professors and shit. And boom, yeah, you may get a little bit of backlash from like the public and, you know, your locals or whatever. But on a grand scale, this bitch is chilling. She don't have to work a day in her life. All she got to do is expose some breast. You know what I'm saying? She's set for life. Right now, she's balling better than all of us right now. She's the only one that had a happy gooner story.
I think it's safe to say that gooning fucking ruined this guy's life.
Today, the High Court said Thompson violated his oath of office. He would have been entitled to more than $7,000 a month in retirement payments.
$7K a month. Damn. You would have been entitled to over $7K a month. Nigga. That's nuts. I'm still tripping on that Gooneral. Nah, Gooneral was fucking, that was crazy. That was hilarious. He gave it all up to Nut. $7K a month. Oh my God. Bro, yeah. I would be dead ass like, bro, I gotta get myself about the way. I gotta, not like that, but I gotta 86 myself. Bro, cause ain't no way I fuck up that bad. That is crazy to me.